Welcome to Shit My Pastor Said, the podcast where we highlight all the fucking shit those pastors said. My name's Kris Sauter. I am a progressive pastor in northern Minnesota, and I'm jacked about being here.
Hey, and I'm Dano, Sauter, Kris's brother. You think people see us and they say, "I bet you Kris is older," or do you think I look older?
I think I look more distinguished, is what. And I have all my teeth. That's what I.
Okay, this is not a video format. We did not need to bring that up. Yeah, we're doing a podcast about people's stories about church and pastors.
Yeah, but let's say I don't know you, Dano. What do I need to know about you?
Well, I used to be a pastor at a church that strived to be cool in the city.
What does that mean? Hold on, just give me the headline. What does it mean to strive, be cool? How does one know?
I mean, I think you know better than anybody.
I do, but I want you to say it.
I meant you strive to be cool. Oh, we had a lot of, we were on the side of evangelicalism that was in warehouse spaces. We had better coffee than probably most churches.
You didn't say shit about queer people, so everyone had to guess.
So people never knew where we stood on any issues. I was a pastor there for a few years. Met my wife there, met a lot of good friends, and went through a lot of hard times as well. Oh. I'm sure we'll get into some of those stories as the pod goes on.
I withdraw my hello.
I don't work there anymore. I'm not connected to any kind of evangelical or any kind of church, really, besides just keeping tabs on your church. It's about as church as I get.
Is that supposed to get me excited?
Yeah.
Like, I really don't want to be associated with any church. I just keep tabs. That's a term of endearment.
That I attend.
Honey, I do love you. I keep tabs on you.
We keep tabs on each other. We're fine.
People don't even know what keep tabs isn't even reference to.
Isn't it like that? You don't think people know the phrase keep tabs?
You know what? The only tabs I fucking kept when I was a junior higher, I had tabs of the books of the Bible on the side of my Bible, Dano.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool. Nowadays, you'd have your Bible on tabs on your browser.
Yeah, I like how you tried making it a joke. No one's going to see this one.
Here's an open tab of John 3:16.
My OnlyFans account of John 3:16, yes. Dan and I got into evangelicalism, of course, for the ladies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, and that we were lonely and desperate.
Well, we got into evangelicalism for the reason, kind of what I just talked about with the church I worked at. It was like seemingly cooler than the church that we were attending with our parents, right?
Maybe. I mean, it was called Cross Current, so it wasn't that cool.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! We go into the depths of that name in one of our first episodes. Cross Current. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'd say we got involved because it was cool to us, right? And it was cool. I'll say to me, it was cool to me because there was people that noticed me. Like one of the best things that I experienced there when I walked in is that youth pastor looked me in the eyes, asked my name and a little bit about my story. And growing up in a small town with a large family and our dad being a teacher in the school, that our adults only talked to me if they wanted to talk to my dad or I was in trouble. And so I felt instantly wooed and accepted, and I found belonging just by showing up, which is as an awkward 13-year-old, the bad haircut's what I needed. But the reason we're doing the podcast then is after 20 years in that evangelical system, all the shit that was handed to me, I couldn't hold anymore. About thoughts about God, thoughts about theology, thoughts about queer people, thoughts about our bodies, thoughts about what belonging really can be. It turned out it was just all about centering those pastors and those leaders and those system leaders' power and pleasure over and over again. And so through processing with friends a shit ton of grief and pain and therapy, I was able to finally separate whatever God is and those shitty pastors and those toxic systems. And once I was able to separate those two, I was able to see the tactics and words for what they really are: shame, control, and fear-driven policies to retain power and money over and over and over again.
Right.
And so in this podcast, what we want to do is first normalize that just because people with spiritual authority or pastors, or whatever words you want to give them, they don't have power over us. They have the perception of power. We give them power, and that's the only power they have. Second is we want to have language that just because they said, well, I feel like God is telling me, it's like, well, fuck that. She didn't say anything to me, right? And I'm not surprised, but I'm super interested in how many people feel like they can't speak up against their church or their pastor or even Christianity because they feel still that there's going to be some vengeance towards this God, right? And so if we can give some sort of permission and language to process, question, wonder about the Bible, systems, church, theology, God, that has helped us a ton. And finally is just to normalize is that you're not alone. What happens in Christian spaces or spiritual spaces or evangelicalism, there's so much shame that's attached to it that we embody and we carry it with us and we bury it deep. Because the only way into spirituality, I believe, is to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable to go to that level. And there's people who exploited that and took advantage of it and abused us with that. And so when we are talking about these horrible, somewhat funny, actually really funny situations, it made me feel like I'm not the only one. And the more that we can normalize it, the more we can feel connected, the more that we can process and work through the shitty things. So we're not here just to shit on evangelicalism, which we will do a lot. Our ultimate goal is that we want people to have flourishing lives. And if this is one of those ways to help people process and heal and laugh along the way, because humor is a huge resource for both of us to be able to see shit for what it really is, give it back, set it down, move away from it, and then let's move towards what we really want. And what we ultimately want is going to look differently. But we don't have to let those systems or those pastors or those leaders or coaches or pastors or even former versions of ourselves define who we are anymore.
Right. I was going to say too, I'm really looking forward to hearing stories because I do think that the humor in it, I think that's one way that I advocate and come up against power is to, find the humor in it and usually try to put it back to the people in power in maybe the ways that aren't always helpful, but I think I think I've grown a lot in that. So sometimes it's going to come across as, shining a light on how absolutely fucking stupid something is, or a pastor was, or things that people said. And I used to do that with you because you could beat me up as kids, so I had to find a way to stick it back to you.
And you're still searching. I like that. Yeah. Right? I'd also say that we also want to celebrate the shit that people in our lives who have influence that helped us, right? Sure. And it could be like really funny ways, super inspiring ways, but it can also be really hard things that we had to overcome and process and work through so that we can come out the other end of it as well. It's going to be fucking great.
And it's not going to be just evangelical. I'm sure there's a deep well in Catholicism about, everything. And but we want to hear from the Lutherans. We want to hear from
Baha'is.
Yeah. Baha'is.
Baha'is are wonderful.
Greg Brown's dad is a Baha'i.
Serious?
Yeah. He says it in a song.
2 little feet, right? My mama put them all in jars. So there's going to be a lot of streams of spirituality that are not just tied to Christianity, but really our ultimate goal is we want to hear from people who have thoughts and experiences that they want to work through and laugh at, and to help everyone be able to process and come on the other end even better. So we hope you, what?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to wrap it up.
We were teasing our old youth group name. What's the best youth group name you've come across?
Hands down, Momentum. My buddy Dietrich did it. It was the best name. I would use it for a church if it wasn't tied to a name that has the word Gospel Tabernacle in it. I can't do that anymore. Oh, brother. Dano, before we wrap up, your thoughts on Family Matters.
I liked the dynamic of the neighbors. We have neighbors that are welcome to come into our house. backfired because it's Urkel. I like the family unit and Auntie Rachel being able to live there. It's more grounded than, say, a Full House. You know what I was thinking about Full House? Let me say this.
It's the same show.
No, it's not.
The neighbors live in the house.
No,
That's
Danny Tanner lost his wife, is raising children, and then to have the people that come in to help him is an unemployed musician and a comedian. And he's like a local celebrity on the news.
Oh, it's so good. And then
the audacity for the musician to say, not only am I going to turn the attic into my apartment, I'm also going to turn your basement into my recording studio. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
It seems like you have more thoughts.
I didn't even touch on Family Matters.
You did it. You're like, this is a vehicle to get to what I really want to talk about. It's Full House.
This is going to be a whole episode.
Okay, that's it. Well, we're glad that you're listening to our first introduction to the pod, and our next one with Bree Thompson is fucking great. You're going to love it.
Take a look.